Mult Emerit Fulbright THEOS Mult Academy THEOS Adolf Benza, Columbia University, Columbia College of Physicians and Surgeons, Johns Hopkins, Bologna University, Italy, Bologna Academy of Arts and Sciences, the Thomas Masaryk Academy THEOS, Bern University, CERN Accelerators THEOS, Komarno, Kaiserkunst, the Otto von Habsburg Prize, the Nobel Prize in Painting, Ophthalmological Concilium under the theme of Satyricon, American Satyricon, Aristophanes, Adolf Benza as Apollos, Apelles Alexander's Rotundus Universale in modern 21st dynasty, 21st century America. Coercion in dialectical materialism as in Russia and communist blocs, in corporate mafia syndicalismus. Because coercion existed in America, cooperative coerciveness, collateral coercion is Semitismus and prolific antagonistic category in the classic Civil War, taken out in dialectics in professional esteem. The experience of immigrants who come to the United States from revolutionary countries like myself, Czechoslovakia, was once not too long ago, 1909, the Otto von Habsburg Empire. The assassination of Otto was the transformance of modern world as we went into World War I, World War II, Cold War history, modern Aleppo, Afghanistan, etc., from Vladivostok, Nasa, Grunewald to modern world. This dissension, like in Columbia University, Harvard, Yale, I went to Gardner, had choices that started with Oxford, and then to University of Bologna, Columbia College of Physicians and Surgeons, with Dr. Ernst Apel infiltrated CIA through anatomy research by dealing with the 1600 cadavers from South Korea, from the Mao Zedong history, that I had to involve for the anatomy section in the Columbia College of Physicians and Surgeons as a modern Leonardo. My Fulbright, honorary Fulbright THEOS Bologna University was the Arco Gymnasio. The catharsis of this was that it showed that the ophthalmological Titan painter transforms the lineation and cooperative coercion in modern democratic philosophical exodus as history in Greece, of course in Philadelphia, Ptolemaic Empire, Egypt, and now in America, Britain, Germany, Austro-Hungarian, French. It all follows the same road to America as a bilateral causes in these philosophical terms and definition. Now the painter transforms by creating the neutrality. What we know a lot about what Adolf Benza has achieved by his 50-year-old prodigious career since Slavin first place award, the Brezhnev in painting, Czechoslovakia with the Alexander Vika studio, and the nomenclatura of modern communist neo transforms government buildings from Nasa, Vladivostok, Kazakhstan, Kurdistan, Romania, Bulgaria, Chechnya, etc., to Sarajevo, modern Serbia, Belgrade, Kosovo, Slovenia, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Lithuania, etc., to European, German, Austria, Norwegian, Franco, French, the French Praetor Rome and the Academy, Swiss Academy, Swiss, but etc. To extend the collateral coercion is that this has been been taking place for a long time in professional categories, and to really understand the ascension is stupefaction, and that when Adolf Benza went to create these modern socialistic revolutionary curtains. It was based on stupefaction of American academia before the fall of communism. In the 85th, 83, 87 years, World Congress Address, Bologna University, Doctors of the World, New World Address, ADELPHON, 1987, 89, 90, 2001, 2002, etc., to today. The transformation was by Ariel Sharon and the execution of the MI secret agents, the MI16, MI15, the 30,000 troops, to be independent of Britain. Same with America. The transformation of CIA and colonial collateral coercion develops from the coercion that exists in the United States. So the hypocrisy and the Hippocratic oath in the dualism of oath of Horatio is the transformation that polemics create people that are basically stupefied and eventually do not become wise, become greedy and aggressive, authoritarian, reactionary Marxist authoritarianism, and American authoritarianism is blind. The logical response is violence, etc., terrorism, etc. But collateral wars and coercion in socio-political definitions and all these multi-languages transforms pressure and extortion of natural resources from these decomposed world governments, nation states. My thesis was always Giacomo Battista Vico and Giordano Bruno in social states, being the metropolitan and guarded by universal police and a guard of 13 or etc., coordinated operative of macro police, Titanisa. The Titan would be the architect of this system, but it wouldn't cause the need to create more wars in Aleppo by Putin, Berlusconi, and Donald Trump, or Hillary speaking of coercion against quasi-Muslim terrorists in the United States, etc. Because the words don't end up positivistic in the logical transformation. She is in a position, or Bernie, in socialism, because it's a co-opted socialism. It's corrupted. Collateral coercion in its transformation of unfairness that still persists in creating the wars. Tragedies, colonial, usually was outside the United States, and took a long time before it trickled down into the nuclear center of where the activity was taking place. The oligarchic history of the industrial complex in the United States transformed the medium in treating it as a divine comedy of the science, supremacy, economic, capitalist, fascist, quadrilaterally through neo-communism regimes installed by NAFTA, YELTA, OPEC, etc., and oil uranium transformations of modern anthropies. The deceleration with Adolf through Senate was the defenestration of nuclear sites. They were all mostly targeted at Paris because most of Russia's missiles weren't as competent in the early days for America on the West Coast until recently. The transformation of the military, etc., is a lewd because it creates just like subjective, objective fear and terror in the anatomical subversion to prepositional dioptria as an Aristotelian, Newtonian paradoxismus. Karol Getzi says that he's insane. He admits because he's abusing the coercion of America and the coercion with Abelovsky, where it becomes sadistic and executed in tremendous tragedy, personal life. The transformation from outside the sector of wife and husband is serious because it's the protogenism of the anatomy of prima natura, a man's birth cycle, speculum as a modern transformation of modern family into modern world, modern history. This is discontinued by these polyhistorian polytactics of pseudo-sexual, pseudo-psychological, neo-fascist, neo-communist, neo-theories of wars and mercenary, and elaborate transformation as pointing the finger at the enemy. But the cogativeness of the imagination house, that the irreconcilable differences that manifest in the coercion collateral operations of America are inward brought by the people who are in the place of authority, because they're the ones who exercise from the very nucleus their own colleagues, from the cooperation of modern sentientness and true harmony of modern world. The virtue of modern man still rests at question of modern ethics and modern humanism.